All right. We are going to go ahead and get started this morning. Thanks for joining me bright and early. Good morning and welcome to our webinar series. Today's webinar is Empowering Students and Introduction to the Alabama Talent Triad. I am Troy Thomas. I am the Director of Business Development for EBSCOED, supporting the Alabama Talent Triad. And I'm going to be your host for today. So we have a few goals we want to accomplish here today. Is one, we just want to make sure you have a much better understanding of the Alabama Talent Triad. What is it? What's the state trying to accomplish? What are they building? And most importantly, what are the benefits to you as students? Second is, what can you do to make sure your opt-in to be able to sync credentials is returned? And then how can you also be an advocate for the Talent Triad? And then three is we're going to take a look at how to sign up, how to sync some credentials, how to add some skills and experiences within the Talent Triad. And then we're also going to leave you with some training materials, some links to training materials. And if we have time, we will open it up for some questions at the end. If you think of any questions while we're going through the slides here, be sure to type those in the chat so that I can answer those at the end of the webinar. So without further ado, so why was the Alabama Talent Triad created? Well, back in 2018, the state and Governor Ivey set a goal of adding 500,000 credentialed Alabamians to the workforce. This was done to not only increase the skilled workforce, but also to help increase the labor force participation rate. The state, Alabama as a state, lags behind the national average. And just by adding 1 point to that labor force participation rate, it would add 50,000 Alabamians into the workforce, which, as you can imagine, is a significant economic impact. So in order to do this, the state knew it needed to create a workforce ecosystem in which employees or employers, education training providers, and students and job seekers could all collaborate and really build that bridge between education and workforce so that there was really communication between those two. It also needed to be an ecosystem that could bring transparency to what students have earned and learned and how that's applicable to the jobs and the types of jobs and roles that employers are looking to fill, really by making skills the common denominator, right? Most people would have a hard time articulating what they have learned, what they know and can do. But especially, kids, younger kids, high school kids, and certainly when it comes to job searching and resumes, right? And high schools today are now offering so much more for students with CTE classes, college and career readiness indicators, dual enrollment, clubs, co-ops, internships, apprenticeships. High school kids are gaining skills from all of those, which is great, but it should be accounted for somewhere. And the Alabama Talent Triad is helping to make sure all learning counts and really trying to make it easier for you to be able to articulate that and be connected to jobs and additional learning opportunities. So it is a triad. There are three components. One, which we're going to focus on mostly here today, is a digital wallet and LER component. That's for job seekers and students. Two is a skills-based job portal for employers. And then the final piece is a credential registry, which is where all the great education and training providers across the state can kind of park their certificates, licenses, credentials, degrees, all of their great programs and really unbundle those down to the skill level. And this is something that you should really be excited about. It's really a first in the nation solution. And Alabama is really leading the way. We get calls from other states almost on a weekly basis, trying to learn and replicate something similar to what Alabama's doing. So while this is a state initiative, the state really knew to have success, they needed to have investment from, really all across the board, multiple government agencies, from education training providers, and from workforce, from employers. And by investment, I don't mean dollars. I mean engagement and adoption. And it's been really exciting because that's happening. The Department of Workforce, ALSDE, the community college system, adult education system, the chambers of commerce, career centers, and most importantly, the employers, the companies across the state. We've had companies from all 16 in-demand industries that are all interoperating and engaging with the talent triad. And that's only going to continue to happen as more and more companies, we're seeing more and more companies sign up weekly. And we're so excited to have so many great partners for the talent triad. So how's it different? You're probably asking yourself, what makes it different from LinkedIn or Indeed or Smart Resume or any of the other workforce solutions or resume solutions, that you can see out there today? Well, one, it's not an isolated solution. It's not for any particular school district, or school system. It's not, just for white collar or blue collar employees, or particular employers. This really is a statewide solution for every Alabamian and every employer in the state. Two, it really helps to create transparency of what you have earned and learned by making skills the common denominator, but it still places that value on validated credentials and experience, similar to what's happening today. Three, the Alabama Talent Triad is interoperating directly with the student information systems at your schools. So at the high school level and at the college level, directly with PowerSchool and then with Banner, to really validate your credentials, which that's a key differentiator from LinkedIn and other smart resume applications where everything is still self-attested. Four is when you create your digital wallet in the Alabama Talent Triad, you're going to be supported through your retirement. You won't have to, create your first wallet here in high school that's connected with PowerSchool. And then when you move on to that next step, if that's college or a 2-year school, you won't have to then create another wallet where credentials will come into there. And then, when you finish college, then have to create. You're just going to have a single interoperating Alabama Talent Triad wallet that can sync your learning and employment records and will follow you for your educational and workforce careers. And then five, really, the state, by choosing EBSCO as a partner, the state's going to be able to continue to receive feedback from yourselves, from job seekers, and from employers to just really continue to make customizations to meet the needs that you guys need, and then also to help meet the goals from across for the state, across Alabama and locally. All right, on the last slide, I mentioned digital wallets and smart resumes, and those, you've probably seen those, used one, because those are really pretty commonplace in today's digital era. But what they lack are the validated learning and employment records. LERs are what's really going to allow you to create those kind of next-gen resumes that can really tell the full story of your educational career, your experiences, and interpret those and really see how they align to different, career pathways, and really help make it easier for employers to better understand what you've learned and earned. And this is especially important for students who have developed their skills through a wide range of experiences. You're all going to have in classroom experiences, but maybe you're also going to have experiences through an apprenticeship or an on-the-job experience, or even through the military. That learning and employment records essentially bring to life what you have learned and earned, and then really help keep you prepared for what's next. Maybe you need a summer job, or you're looking for your first job, or you want to make a career change, or just a job change. By having a digital wallet with learning and employment records, you'll always be ready and prepared for that next step. There's a statistic that says people, or even young kids that are, entering the workforce nowadays, will change jobs 12 to 16 times over the course of their career. So really being able to articulate what you know and can do and how those skills are transferable across industries is really becoming more and more important. So in addition to the benefits to students and job seekers, really LERs and the Alabama Talent Triad have also benefits to the state and employers across the state. So by providing insight into the state's talent pipeline, you guys, the state and employers can better understand, where and how they can make additional investments to spur economic growth across the state. Just as an example, a couple weeks ago, we attended the Automotive Manufacturers Conference, and they indicated that they're looking to expand to build both gas and electric vehicles, right? So that expansion of that industry could bring billions of dollars to the state's economy, which is super exciting. But having that strong pipeline of students and workers is imperative to bringing and growing industries like the automotive industry to Alabama, right? And we also get several calls a week from employers who are looking to fill jobs immediately, and they just haven't been able to do so with other solutions. So they really need a solution like the Alabama Talent Triad that can centralize learning and workforce opportunities and really make it easier for job seekers and students to find those, and then it is able to recommend and fill those types of needs more organically by making matches based on those skills that you're going to have in your wallet. And then also finally by bridging the gaps between education and workforce and providing a way for industries to better communicate their needs to the education and training providers, the Alabama Talent Triad can better respond to meet labor market challenges like knowledge and skills gaps. So if there's an emerging industry or an emerging, new job, and employers are looking to fill those, there's probably going to be new skills associated with those. By creating those jobs and adding those skills to those jobs and putting them in the Alabama Talent Triad, the education and training providers can notice that and make changes to programs so that they're putting out students immediately, in real time, that can meet those fill those new jobs that those companies need. All right, so the Alabama Talent Triad is going to be valuable to you guys for a lot of reasons. I talked about some, with learning and employment records, but also, with your learning and employment records synced, you'll also be able to get personalized, recommended career pathways based on the skills and experiences that are in your wallet. So once you load skills and credentials into your wallet, you're going to get jobs recommended to you. It's not a fishing expedition. You don't have to go out looking. It's going to recommend jobs to you based on, what's in your wallet. And employers today are really placing more and more value or emphasis on durable and soft skills as a requirement for jobs. So skills like communication, leadership, critical thinking, problem solving, time management, planning, all skills that you guys are gaining just, from your normal high school curriculum and extracurriculars that you're involved in. So those are skills that are going in your wallet today and that can already, link you or connect you to jobs. You'll also get recognition, again, for those real life experiences. Like I mentioned, you guys are doing a lot today: co-ops, internships, hybrid apprenticeships, on the job training. One example we've seen is the Pathways to Professional Nursing program in Birmingham. And there's so many programs like that one across the state. And you guys are getting real life experiences, real skills with those. And those are going to be able to match you to real jobs, real careers, by getting those skills. take a breath. I know that I've just gone over a lot, but if you want, maybe even close your eyes and just take a moment with me and just imagine in Alabama where every student can articulate what they know and can do and is able to showcase the skills that they have. In Alabama where employers and candidates in Alabama are matched based on the skills of the job seeker and the skills needed for the job of the employers. And that's only going to increase the likelihood of a successful match. And finally, in Alabama, where education and training providers are alerted in real time of new skills requirements and jobs, thus ensuring they're producing the pipeline of talent to meet workforce needs. I know you've all, or hopefully you've all heard of the circle of life. Maybe you even remember the Elton John song from The Lion King. I'm not going to sing it. Everyone would probably leave the webinar. But this right here, that circle that I just talked about, is really the circle of economic growth that's going to, provide for the state of Alabama and its people. All right, so this upcoming school year, how to incorporate the Alabama Talent Triad. So there was an opt-in letter. Letters were sent out on September 6th. They were probably sent to your parents, so make sure that you're an advocate. Make sure that you're telling your parents that you want to opt in. The opt-in is going to allow you to be able to sync all of your validated credentials from high school. It's going to allow that interaction with Power School. So make sure that you're advocating for them to get those returned. And then also make sure that you're signing up for an account. Even without the opt-in, you can still sign up for an account. You can still get your digital wallet. You can still add skills and experiences to connect it with a job and learning opportunities. But if you're getting that opt-in returned and your parents are signing that for you, you can get those validated credentials and skills. All right, how does it work? So it's built for mobile and desktop platforms, so it can be, and it has to be able to be accessed from any device. People use iPhones, their iPads, laptops, so it is built for all of those. All right, to sign up, you can go to alabamatalenttriad.com, or you can scan the QR code that is on the screen right now. In the middle of the screen, you'll probably see a sign up button. You can click that. If anyone's following along on the webinar, I'll give you a couple seconds here. Once you click that sign up, you'll probably see this screen right here. If you already have an account and you click log in, it's probably going to bring you, to this screen right here. Once you come to this screen, it'll ask you for some basic information, your first name, last name, email, username. It'll allow you to pick your own username, and then create a password. All right, so once you click sign up, you have your account, and you can go to My Wallet. So at the top right, you'll be able to see a button to click that's called My Wallet. And that'll bring you to the main screen where you can begin to kind of set up your profile, add some more information about yourself. And then more importantly, it'll allow you to come in and start to sync your credentials, which is, how you're going to begin to be able to get connected to jobs. So here, you'll see right here is where you can add credentials, sync from provider. You'll be able to select ALSDE, put in your student ID, click sync credentials. Anything that you have is going to automatically show in your wallet. There's other ways to add credentials as well. You can upload an image of a file. You can, if you've earned a badge at some point. That's a digital badge. You can insert that URL and have that badge automatically uploaded as well. You can just take a picture of something that you might think is important and you can upload that file. So there's lots of ways that you can add credentials. Like I mentioned, if you don't get that opt-in signed, there's still going to be ways for you to add credentials even without the sync from provider. By adding the validated credentials from ALSDE, you should also see skills associated with those, and those will be validated skills. So you'll see the nice little check mark down here that lets you know that it's validated. You can also just come in and add skills yourself. So you'll see add from skills database, and you can type skills in. These will all be self-attested. But still important and still will get you connected with jobs. So like I mentioned, employers are looking for those soft, those durable skills like leadership, like communication. So if those are something you feel you've earned, then you can come in and self-attest those. But also, some of those will show up probably with some of the validated credentials that you're adding to your wallet as well. And then you can also add experiences, all the ones I talked about, co-ops, internships, extracurricular activities, volunteer work that you're doing. Those are all ways that you can gain communication experience. A lot of the durable skills that I talked about, leadership, problem solving, critical thinking, adding those experiences are just as important as well. And you'll see where you can add those. So you'll see credentials, skills, and then experiences in your wallet and be able to add those. All right, so here's are some training assets and support links. These trainings, so you'll see for students, teachers, employers, these are all self-guided. I would highly encourage you to do these trainings. They're going to give you a much better look at some of the things we talk about, like adding credentials, syncing credentials, adding skills and experiences, help walk you through that. Also, when you log in, you'll see at the bottom of the screen on alabamatalenttriad.com, you'll see where you can find these trainings as well. Take another breath. Thank you. Really, I highly encourage you to sign up for the Alabama Talent Triad. We've talked about some of the benefits. Also, I failed to mention, you can also be an advocate for your parents. So to be able to reach them, cousins, aunts and uncles, even grandparents. Like I mentioned, this is a population level platform. It's available for everyone. And you should highly encourage anyone in your family, friends to sign up as well. But thank you for joining us today. Here's some links to some of our socials. If you want to follow those, we will have periodic updates on there as well. There's also going to be a second webinar in this series, I believe tomorrow afternoon, where we'll dive a little bit deeper into some other functionalities of the Talent Triad, like creating your smart resume or your skills-based resume, and how that's going to come into your wallet and be able to recommend learning and job opportunities for you, and then some other functionalities as well. But again, thank you. Please join us tomorrow and sign up and get your wallet. Thank you.